Hey friends, Esther here with Chosen and Cherished, and I wanted to show you a neat little trick that I wish I had known about earlier, and it is adding ribbons to your Bible. It's pretty easy. In fact, I'm a little bit obsessed. I've done it to quite a few Bibles. This is my most recent Bible. I painted it, and I wanted to add some pretty ribbons that would match both the tabs and the cover. So there's those. Then I also added it to my ESV Bible. This one was a little bit harder to add because I just think the leather Bibles are a little bit better made. But I added the pretty ones to match my tabs. So today, let me move these out of the way. Today, we are going to add them to this little cutie. It's got new tabs on it, and so I have chosen some ribbon that will match this, both the cover as well as the tabs inside. Now on the previous ones, I put 4 ribbons, but this is a much smaller Bible, so I'm going to stick with 3. I think that'll be sufficient anyway. So what we're first going to do is we are going to measure. So I'm just going to open it up and I'm going to measure from, they're going to come from up here, and I want them to hang over about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches. So I'm going to cut them right up here. I'm going to cut them a little bit longer just so that I've got a little wiggle room should I need it. So then I'm going to get rid of, well, I should have showed you what I'm using. So I got these from Hobby Lobby. They were, I think, 40% off. It's 1/4 inch. So I've got those. And then I also have this little pack from Hobby Lobby. It's a fabric tacky pack. It comes with fabric fusion as well as stop fraying, which we will use for this project. And then I've got some tweezers, some Q-tips, which we will be using, and some scissors. So let's get started. The first thing we want to do is open this up, and I'm just going to pull make sure the camera's still in focus. And what I am going to do is, you see where the little ribbon comes out, we are going to separate this area. It's pretty easy. My ESV Bible was quite a bit harder. I also did it to an NASB leather-bound Bible, and it was somewhat hard. So you're just going to separate that in there, and that's why I'm using this. Just something to kind of jab down in there and loosen up that. And then you're going to wiggle this ribbon, because I don't want not that it's not a nice ribbon, it's just I want the colors to be a little more to my tabs. So that was pretty easy to remove. So let me readjust the camera and I will show you where we go from here. Okay, I have repositioned my camera so that you can see the spine and the binding. We are going to go ahead and add the ribbons. I've decided that I'm going to have the green for the Old Testament, the pink for the New Testament, and then the cream for wherever else. So what we are going to do is position them, and we are going to use this fabric fusion and this stop fraying. And this was, again, Hobby Lobby, and it was $3.49. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to use this fabric fusion, and I'm going to start with the pink, and I'm just going to put a little bit here on the tip and wiggle it into this area. This doesn't dry super quick, so I've got a little time to adjust and move them around if needs be. And I'm just going to go ahead and move to the white or the cream. And so I'm going to kind of evenly space them out. You could fit 4 in this Bible, but I think 3 is enough. I will say that I do quite often use the 4 that I have in my other Bible. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my Q-tip and I'm just going to cut the tip off. And what I'm going to do is use the tip to put a little bit of this fabric fusion on it, and I am going to, let's see if I can get in here a little bit. You don't want to get it on your pages, but what I'm going to do is put some down in there so that we can fuse it back together. You don't need too terribly much because again, it will leak out, but you do want to make sure that you get enough along the this part of your binding. Add just a little bit more. Just down in there, make sure it's all covered. And now what I'm going to do is use this part. I guess you could use a like a butter knife or something. I'm just going to push these ribbons down in here, make sure that they're pretty stuck down. I'm going to push this one over to the side. It's kind of wiggled out of place. This is when you can make sure that it is evenly spaced and straight, because if it's not straight, it will go in to your pages weird. Okay, so you're going to push that down, and then this one fell completely out, so we're just going to push that little ribbon back in there. And then what I'm going to do is clean off this tip, and let's see if I can I'm going to flip the Bible over instead of repositioning my camera again. And I'm going to show you, I am going to take that section right there. Let's see if I can get in a little bit closer to show you. I am going to push this part back down, add quite a bit of pressure there. And if any glue seeps out or fusion, then you can just kind of wipe it away. But you want to make sure that it does not get on your actual Bible pages. And so that is it for that part. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to make sure that they are all even. So you don't want to pull too quickly. This glue does not dry as quick as, I think there's some instant fuse, but I'm a little nervous about using instant fuse because I don't want to have to rip it out at some point while I'm trying to apply. So I am just going to do that and close it so I don't accidentally pull them a little too hard. And I'm going to make, they're pretty much all the same size, but I like mine at a little bit, get that in the camera, I like mine at a little bit of an angle. So I'm just going to kind of cut it like that. Okay, now with this other Q-tip, we are going to add this stop fray, and you can actually just use Elmer's glue, or if you are good with a lighter, you can actually just kind of singe the tip of it. I would prefer just to use this. It came as a set, might as well use it. Scissors out of the way, and what you're going to do now is just, actually I'm going to dot some of that off, there's too much. You're just going to barely apply to the tip. And this will dry clear, so you don't have to worry about it being white. It will dry clear. And then my last little ribbon, a little bit more. And that, my friends, is it. So we now have pretty ribbons that match the cover, the tabs, and I'm just going to now take a weight and push it against this area to keep it intact for a few hours. This says it dries in 2 to 4 hours, so I can do that, or if you want, you can lean it up against a wall on its spine, and that is it. I hope you've enjoyed this video and find plenty of Bibles to add ribbons to. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. Blessings, friends.